Last week I was in LA, and on my first night there I went out for drinks with some friends to the Sunset Marquis. I told one of the girls that I planned to visit David Lynch's grave at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, and she rolled her eyes at me, stating that I sounded like every guy in Silver Lake. I understood the sentiment. It's become cliche to be a David Lynch fan. It's a way of signaling your astute artistic taste, your appreciation for the avant garde and potentially alternative political views. In some ways, he's become an acquired taste that too many have acquired. But that's what's fascinating about him. He was a true artiste who made uncompromising work that came to be appreciated and consumed by the many, a dream for all of us aspiring artists who hope to hold on to our integrity. I recently finished watching Twin Peaks: The Return, which aired in 2017 on Showtime. This was written and directed by the late David Lynch and his writing partner Mark Frost, and is the third season of his television series, which originally aired in 1990. Season 3, The Return, is an 18-hour masterpiece starring Kyle MacLachlan, Naomi Watts, Robert Forster, and nearly all of the original cast members of the show, including Catherine Coulson as the Log Lady, Michael Horse as Deputy Hawk, Grace Zabriskie as Cyril Palmer, and several special guest appearances like Tim Roth and Jennifer Jason Leigh as Corky Hitman, Laura Dern as Diane, and even Michael Cera makes an appearance in the show. This was my first time watching this season, though I have seen all of Lynch's films multiple times, but for one reason or another I never got around to watching this series in full, though I tried when it first came out. In 2017, I remember being extremely excited about this televised event, but failed to watch the whole season through and barely made it past the first couple episodes. I think that's because of a few reasons. One being that it was a different, crazier time of my personal life, and another being that it takes a little bit to get going. This is a slow burn with a plot line that is initially hard to follow, has many supernatural and surreal elements, new and unfamiliar characters, and a general feeling when it starts out that is in a colder setting and doesn't seem like the homage to the original series we all grew to love. That all changes as the season progresses. Even with the art film and experimental elements of the series, I actually found that The Return is more linear and comprehensive than much of Lynch's other work, and despite the complicated interdimensional dreamlike structure of the series, it all makes sense. It's suspenseful and somewhat easy to follow. Something about me is that when I was in college, I spent 6 months in India studying meditation. I learned how to meditate from a guru in the city of Varanasi, and I have kept this practice up over the years and try to commit at least 10 minutes a day to it, sometimes more, sometimes less. David Lynch was an evangelical advocate of transcendental meditation, which is a practice that allows you to access your subconscious mind while you are awake, through concentrating on a mantra and focusing on your breath. I find that our shared practice of meditation has allowed me to draw deeper meaning from his work, and to appreciate the surreal aspects of symbolism that recur in the scenery, characters, and dialogue. The series follows Agent Dale Cooper, played by Kyle MacLachlan, who is on an interdimensional mission that unfolds over the course of the 18-hour series to continue unraveling mysteries surrounding the murder of Laura Palmer, how that affected the town of Twin Peaks, Washington, and to potentially save her in an alternative reality. The journey takes place through many different settings, from the creepy backwoods of the Pacific Northwest to a casino on the Las Vegas Strip, an insurance business in Henderson, Nevada, the FBI offices in Philadelphia, and a mysterious high-rise owned by a secret billionaire in the heart of Manhattan. All these places are significant in that they allow select individuals to access portals to an alien land outside of our current planet. There are coordinates in the earth, secret patches of land which open up into worlds of darkness and light. Lynch develops this theory that setting off a nuclear bomb in the middle of the 20th century seems to have unlocked dark forces into our world, a new type of evil, if you will. That through the plutonium in the bombs, we've opened a plutonic underworld where demons now possess and torment select individuals here on Earth. Is this what the mysterious Red Room represents? The elusive fourth wall of the dream world where characters sit in a kind of purgatory, waiting and witnessing forces of the planet swing from good to evil, light to dark, sacred to profane. We live in a dream, says Agent Cooper near the end of the series. We are recreating different futures and different pasts at all times. There is a material world and there is a subconscious world. There are knowns and there are unknowns, and there is life and there is the void. Could we ever really know who another human being is? Who is truly good and who is evil? Who swallowed a bug that now possesses them like Sarah Palmer? Who is living out a different life than what was originally intended for them? Do we all possess these various characteristics within ourselves? How much of a choice do we as conscious individuals have to decide who we will be and how we will treat people? Are we born evil or do we become that way? Has evil always existed here on Earth, or was it brought here? Trying to write about specific moments of the show is like trying to recall remnants of a dream in the early hours of the morning. Parts are lost forever with the inability to ever recall or trace that brief tidbit of the subconscious. There are so many moments, and moments in between moments, that it's hard to know what is meaningful plotline and what is just an idea Lynch decided to capture. As it turns out, nearly every waking second of the series seems to add up with mathematical precision, dating back to the original series of the show, which ends with Agent Cooper, Kyle MacLachlan's character, sitting in the purgatorial Red Room saying to Laura Palmer that he will see her again in 25 years. The late author David Foster Wallace wrote an essay in 1995 when he visited the set of Lost Highway, where he defined the term Lynchian. To David Foster Wallace, Lynchian means a particular type of irony, where the very macabre and the very mundane combine in such a way as to reveal the very containment within the latter. Many of the storylines are inundated with mundanity, whether we're at the offices of an insurance company or a diner fixated on the cost of ingredients in their pies, the administrative desk of a small-town police station, or on a lonely highway with nothing but yellow lines and telephone poles. No matter how mundane the setting, we are tasked with noticing facial expressions held a few seconds too long, absurd dialogue, and the occasional violent act or act of pure goodness that comes as a surprise. To see the evil forces and the depravity lurking beneath the surface, and how it is also countered by the forces of good. Can brutal mafioso hitmen have hearts of gold? Can crossing the street as a child turn into an epic tragedy? Lynch shows us how death fits into the greater story of our lives, depending on when it comes or doesn't come. Early on in the series, we witness a brutal and horrifying murder. A boy who is tasked with watching a glass box for any supernatural details allows a female colleague to sneak into the highly securitized room with him, and moments after, the two are pulverized in a blur of violence, leaving their faces looking like they were chopped through a meat grinder by an invisible entity. The same way they were observing an empty glass box, forced to just sit with it and wait, we, as the viewers, are put into a dreamlike state, left to wallow in the void of Lynch's work. Will this series be filled with horror or humor? Will the soap opera relationships contained within the plot make sense? Will evil Agent Cooper continue to wreak havoc on the world? Or will Dougie find his way home? Will the plot ever be revealed to us? Or will that be up for our own interpretation? You have to trust Lynch, not only as a filmmaker, but as a spiritual leader. A shaman guiding us through the mania of his ideas, wrestling with the boundaries of high-budget television and bending the line between dreams and waking life. There are countless Lynchian scenes, but my favorite had to have been the arm wrestling scene, where evil Agent Cooper shows up at an abandoned warehouse, which has been inhabited by a rough biker gang, who all follow this one bald gentleman they call Boss because he's beat them all in arm wrestling. When Agent Cooper accepts the challenge and beats him easily, he now becomes the boss. He concludes the match by punching the previous boss so hard in the face, he winds up breaking a hole in his head and killing him instantly, similar to how you would expect violence to unfold in a dream. This kindergarten type of hierarchy, coupled with the most bizarre and horrifying group of guys you've ever seen on screen, is quintessential Lynchian. Many of the characters have deformities, schizophrenia. Some are massively overweight. Some are astoundingly old. Some are disproportionately small or strong, and many of the couples make absolutely no visual sense. At the same time, many women Lynch shows on screen are absolutely beautiful in a mysterious femme fatale type of way. And the men have this classic old Hollywood Don Draper mixed with James Dean coolness to them. The Bang Bang Roadhouse Bar is an idealized place of cool, a mecca of American authenticity, where real rugged masculinity and female beauty can play out and express itself sensually, violently, and musically. Astounding acts perform there, from the hypnotic music of the Chromatics, the dark and sinister sound of Nine Inch Nails, and a wonderful acoustic performance by Eddie Vedder. These musical scenes all appear at the end of the episode, which is a nice reminder that things are about to wrap up, similar to the end of a dream when you begin to recognize that it was in fact a dream. How can you be so peaceful while you're asleep, as chaos ensues inside of you? How can you have aspirations of stardom, yet be grounded in the roots of the town you came from? Lynch has a fascination with all aspects of American life, from global superstars to heinous bad boys and unsavable wretches, from criminals to caregivers, CEOs to employees, performers, and audience members. It's just the life we were dealt this time around. Maybe we can shovel ourselves out of the shit and turn things around next time. Maybe there will be a next time. Maybe there won't. Maybe Laura Palmer died. Maybe she didn't. Do you ever really remember your actual dream? How can you truly ever know?